never do that to their own people. Their own people, these are American people. Why? Because Darwinism tells, if you are strong, you survive. If you are weak, you get eliminated. These people are weak, so we don't care about them. They should be eliminated, and the strong peoples crush the weak individuals, and they attack the Muslim countries. In the Muslim countries, Iraq for example, remember the time of the Saddam? They were socialist, they were Darwinist and materialist. And they did not unite with the Muslims. They attacked Iran, and they were in war with Iran, right? Remember the times where they attacked Kuwait or whatever. So Muslims were in segregation, in fragmentation. They did not unite. That was haram. And Allah is now forcing the world. Allah is Jabbar. That's one of the names of Allah. Allah forces Muslims now to unite, inshallah. This is going to lead to Islamic unity. That will bring an end to Darwinism and atheism and materialism, because it is going to be painful for the Muslims. This is according to Hayr. This is the destiny of Allah created, because we know this uprising and all this corruption is described in the Hadith also. Our Prophet tells what's going to happen in the end time. The first part is corruption, and the irreligious philosophies will prevail the world, and the second part is a golden age with the Mahdi alayhi salam, inshallah. Now the world is leading to that, inshallah, by Allah's force, inshallah.
Any more question?
Yeah, I agree with your argument. Like materialism and Darwinism and communism, they are batil and jahiliyyah. Okay? But they are not the only source of all the events. I think you are partially right. You are partially right. You are blaming these ideas and isms. Okay, partially they are responsible. But George W. He is not a communist. He is not a George Bush. He is not an atheist. He is not a communist. He is not a socialist. Okay, Netanyahu or Dick Cheney. All these people, do you say that they are communist or socialist or Darwinist? They are practicing Christians and Jews. Those are doing all the zulm and Muslim community.
Okay, this is the answer to your question. In Christianity, I can give you many evidences. In Judaism, in the Torah, in the Bible, although they are being changed, and in Islam, of course, in the Quran, there is no killing innocent people. In their religion also it is haram. It is forbidden to kill innocent people. But George Bush, by attacking, or the United States government, or Israeli government, by attacking these countries, they bombed the cities, for example, right? They kill innocent people. So this is against their religion also. Although, remember from the Quran, we have seen the evidence. There are people who claim to act in the name of Allah, but cause corruption. So this is hypocrisy. George Bush has been, of course, through Darwinist and materialist education in the United States. In the United States, the only education in the schools is Darwinist education. Darwinism is being taught as a scientific fact. There is no religion in the schools. They do not teach Christianity. They teach Darwinism and materialism in the schools. So he has been through Darwinist education. And also the United States government people, they have been through Darwinist education. And also the degeneration, there is degeneration, which radicalism, which emerged in Islam, among Muslims, and among Christians, and Judaism. They are radical people. Radical people, we have seen radicalism advocates sudden and fundamental changes based on uncompromising and hardline policies. But the cause of radicalism is against religion actually, because we have seen also Quran from the Quran. There is no angry style. Allah sends Moses to the Pharaoh. Pharaoh is the most cruel and the rebellious people of his time. But Allah says, speak to him in a kind way, with gentle words, Allah says. Maybe he will return. So, radicalism, with all of its style, is against Islam. So what is the source of radicalism? Of course, irreligion, disbelief. And the major system, major ideological system of disbelief in the world is Darwinism and materialism. There is no other system. Of course, there are small, maybe ideologies, but they are not important. Darwinism controls 99% of the world. It makes people weakens their faith, it makes them disbeliever, it brings the ideology of strong survival of the fittest and strong crush the weak ones. So if you, of course, if you go to the streets and ask the people about Darwinism, they may not know about Darwinism. If we ask, for example, what is natural selection or mutation, they don't know. But Darwinism defines an ethical understanding and method, which influences the word use. So they carry this under their subconscious minds. The fundamental concept behind this understanding and method is fighting those who are not one of us. So if you take away Darwinism, no philosophy of conflict remains, because in Islam there is compassion, mercy, love, tolerance, and justice. The cause of conflict comes from Darwinism. Although the people on the average people on the street, they may not know what Darwinism is, they live according to Darwinist mentality. That's the problem. So if you clean away Darwinism, they will definitely believe in a creator. If you convince them that Darwinism is a superstitious religion, it is based on no scientific evidences, the only alternative is there's a creator. They believe that there is a creator. Then they will start to think, if there is a creator, then we are responsible to this creator. So they will look for what are these responsibilities, and they will look for revelation of Allah. Of course, that is Quran. But before doing that, you cannot convince to believe anybody or live according to the Quran. It is impossible. They won't believe it. But because they believe that the chance is the creator, and this is the only life, there is no hereafter, and then they, they of course do whatever they can do to live this life, make more money, make anything, and use narcotics, addict, anything, drink alcohol, fornication, because this is the only life, and there is no responsibility. They will not give an account to anybody. There is no creator, and they live a materialist life. And of course, then George Bush comes out, Netanyahu comes out, Hitler comes out, Stalin comes out, Mao comes out. It is nothing surprising. If you teach in the schools this Darwinist mentality to the young children, then of course you don't get surprised if they become terrorists, if they become president, for example, and bring their entire nation into a war. No problem with that. But not only Israel, Palestine is also responsible in that, because they became Darwinists and materialists, and they did not unite the Muslims, other Muslims. Not only Palestine, of course. Iraq is responsible, Iran is responsible, Turkey is responsible, Egypt is responsible, because they got separated. Is there a separation? Oh yes. There are different sects, different groups. This group does not go to the mosque of other group. Why? They see them, they think they are fasiqs, they are right ones. But the other group thinks Muslims, these are Muslims I'm talking about. They think you are wrong, you're completely wrong, you're a fasiq, and they are right, right? And there are hundreds of different groups. Is this haram? Definitely haram, because Allah says, hold fast to the rope of Allah, hold fast to the Quran, and do not separate, Allah says. And Muslims got separated, and every day you spend in separation is haram. Why did Muslims got separated? Again, because of Darwinism and materialism, because their faith got weakened because of teaching Darwinism and materialism in the schools. Darwinism entered Ottoman Empire. Many Ottoman scholars became Darwinists, and Ottoman Empire collapsed. And then the separation started in all of Muslim countries. And then Darwinism controlled Iraq, Syria. Syria became socialist, right? It was a warship pact with Russia. They were communist. Why? Because of Darwinism and materialism. They were not Muslims, they didn't behave according to the Quran. And the same thing happened in Iraq, in Jordan, Tunisia, many other countries. I can give you thousands of examples. So the only solution, there is no other solution, only solve this oppression and bloodshed in Muslim countries is to unite. Islamic unity. There is no other way. There is an order from Allah. And the unity can only happen with the Mahdi alayhi salam, because nobody will unite with the leaders of other sects or other groups. Because this sect, imagine, how would Sunnis and Shia would unite? There are Shia leaders and there are Sunni leaders, okay? Sunni people, Sunni Muslims, they do not accept Shia leaders. And Shia leaders, Shia Muslims, they do not accept Sunni Muslims leaders. How would the unity happen? Only with the Mahdi alayhi salam. Mahdi alayhi salam is the only person created by Allah in destiny that everybody will accept as a leader. And follow it. That is the destiny, and nobody can stop that. Now Allah is creating all these things, oppressions in the Muslim world, and all around the world is under control of Allah. Allah creates that. If Allah would want, there would be no corruption. But Allah creates that. Allah forces Muslims to unite, inshallah. Thank you very much, because I'm going to lose my voice if I go on too much.
I don't think I'm going to translate all those you have said, but I've come up a new term which is very important. I think Islamic union. Islamic union is important. The unity is important. Okay, before we end this session, I'd like to invite Muhammad to give a dua.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا شاكرا حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيدا يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام فحينا ربنا بالسلام وأدخلنا الجنة دار السلام تبارك ربنا وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام اللهم آمنا مما نخاف وسلمنا مما نخاف ونجنا مما نخاف ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا ورسولا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.